One potential clue, this deli behind me has several security cameras set up, including one outside pointing directly at the sidewalk. A 22-year-old man is dead tonight after a scuffle with a police officer, and we still don't know the backstory in this case. What caused the man to become so agitated, his own grandmother had to phone police for help. Take a look at this. This could be it. This could be the winning Powerball ticket worth $600 million. Crews hauled the bus away around 5 p.m., but the work here, it is far from over. In the midst of this very gray day, 2 people have died, 21 others were injured, and investigators must now piece together how and why this crash happened. And so friends described Sam Gitt. They said he was a really nice guy. He was very funny. He loved to tell jokes. He was an upcoming senior at Boiling Springs High School. It is a very big crowd. As we were meandering through the crowd, however, we happened to stumble upon this very happy couple, and he waived his preliminary hearing. In the meantime, he's been on administrative leave for the past 7 weeks, ever since state police informed his department of their investigation. And Jim, this area right here around 300 flags represents all of those service members killed from Pennsylvania. If we head over here, these are actually pictures that Bachman snipped from local newsletters. These are wounded warriors, and this represents the hospital section. Just a very beautiful and moving tribute. So it's pretty busy here at the Hershey Outlets. There's definitely a steady stream of cars coming in, but if you look behind me, you can see there's still some parking spaces to be had, so not to worry. Jim, one person is dead tonight, one wounded and in stable condition after this morning's shooting. The shooting took place around 10:30 a.m. on the 200 block of Kempton Avenue in Swatara Township, Dauphin County. Police quickly arrived and began processing the scene.
We have several witnesses that we're questioning, and at this point, that's where we are.
Neighbors say a mother and 2 children lived in the home where the shooting took place, but police have not confirmed who was specifically involved.
Very quiet neighborhood, very quiet. I've, like I said, lived here going on 43 years here, and nothing like this. Relatively boring here.
And back here live, Jim, I want to show you the scope of the crime scene because it's not just relegated to this house behind me. It extends to the street where police found shell casings and to the neighbor's front porch where they found a gun. Now, it's still an active investigation. No arrests have been made, but police say there is no danger to the public. That's the latest. Back to you. 2 victims are still being treated here at this hospital, as you mentioned, but the grieving process has just begun for many of those affected by this tragedy, including many Seton Hill University students mourning the loss of a coach. Saturday morning, 9 a.m., the Seton Hill women's lacrosse team was en route to a 1 p.m. game against Millersville University when their charter bus veered off the turnpike by the Carlisle interchange, hit a guardrail, and crashed into a tree.
I can tell you that it was about a 40-minute window from the time that first responders arrived on the scene till the last patient was transported, and that's a pretty exceptional time, so they worked very hard to get all those folks out of there and into the hospital as quickly as possible.
The driver of the bus, 61-year-old Anthony Gargotta, died at the scene. 22 others, including the team's head coach, 30-year-old Christina Quigley, were transported to area hospitals. But Quigley died of her injuries at Penn State Hershey Medical Center. She was 6 months pregnant.
We're mourning the loss of our head women's lacrosse coach, Christina Quigley, and her unborn son. The university extends its deepest sympathy to Christina's family and husband.
Students at Seton Hill reacted to the devastating news of the crash.
After our play, we all were sent a shoe alert, and it basically said that there was an accident from the women's lacrosse team. And my roommate is on the lacrosse team, so I was very nervous, but I did find out that she's okay.
I mean, everyone's devastated by the losses, and it almost seems like we're just all coming together. You know, as a school, I know the baseball team's going to do something for tomorrow. We have a game. We're going to put black wristbands, probably put stuff on, stuff like that.
Jim, if you look over the rooftops behind me, you can see a bit of the charred building. It sits in the center of this 30-acre lot. We were here this morning as firefighters battled the fire, and we returned this afternoon to look at the damage. It was just after 4:30 a.m. that firefighters were called to the Green Dragon Farmers Market and Auction in Ephrata.
As you can see behind me right now, there is a multiple tanker operation going on. Water is the main concern.
According to investigators, the fire started in one building, then spread to propane tanks, which exploded. 7 to 10 stands were affected by the fire, several with water or smoke damage. Others were total losses. Miraculously, there were no injuries.
There is a power outage in this immediate area here due to some of the lines being energized in the fire. But that's, as to the actual impact, we do not know.
Come on, Sonny.
Jeff Tack is one of the stand owners now dealing with the power outage. His 2 stands were not involved in the fire, but he's now working to salvage what he can from his freezers.
Our main concern is power, especially those of us that have food and restaurants, because we have hundreds of dollars worth of meat and other stuff in our freezers. We got juice.
Many other stand owners have come here to inspect the damage for themselves, wondering if next Friday's market will even happen. So before the market can even reopen, Jim, a lot of work needs to be done. PP&L must redo wiring and replace poles since a transformer was involved in the fire. Plus, there's the cleanup and questions about relocating the lost stand. So as you can imagine, a lot is in the air tonight. That's the latest from Ephrata. Back to you.
All right, man. This is going to be emotional. Go for it.
It was a reunion 17 years in the making.
Oh, yeah. My voice is a little shaky.
With a big step out of the way, his high school graduation, Tanner Burkhart was ready to finally meet his birth family. They drove all the way from Topeka, Kansas to meet him for the first time.
I just kind of wanted them to be a part of it, of the celebration of graduation and going into college, just having those things, and then having my family come together.
But in reality, his family's been together for all of his life, staying in touch over the years through many phone calls and text messages.
We always knew that they would be reunited, and we just needed to make sure the time was right for everybody. I think it was so important for him to meet his birth parents and to have a sense of who he is and where he came from.
Tanner's birth mother, Emily, and adoptive mother, Debbie, say they share a special bond.
There's always been this level of respect and commitment, and we call each other about everything that concerns him.
Of course, what we have in common is we both love this child.
Finally, after months of planning the reunion, the day arrived.
I was very, very anxious, very excited, and then the more it got here, it felt surreal, like this is it, it's going to happen.
But once they met, the nerves quickly melted away, and Tanner's 2 families began looking to the future.
I can't wait to go on his life journey with him now. See how well he's been taken care of.
Just be great for them just to stay a part of my life and stay who they are. They're great people.